Hard Facts 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Chinedu. It is 17 minutes past 5 p.m. on the 18th day of the 11th month in 2025. It is a Tuesday. Yes, indeed. The third of four Tuesdays reserved for November. And I hope that you are in the mood to see the end of the year, because time is doing that to us. It's taking us closer to the end of 2025. Now, for this hour, we will be talking about your domestic situation. Every now and then, you're reminded of the need for community. I'm someone who likes to be alone, like to do things alone. If I could spend the entirety of my days in isolation, of course, isolation by choice, right? Not the kind that you get when you're taken to prison. I will do it because I love my own company. Every once in a while, you have to engage with other people for a couple of reasons. And if you remember, during COVID, the most difficult protocol to observe was social distancing. Yes, people didn't find it easy washing their hands, using sanitizers. But that social distancing was difficult because you were telling people to stay away from people. And because we are social beings, it just was not easy. And so where am I going with this? Every now and then you're reminded about how someone else in some way has to help you. A rich man very likely needs someone who will accommodate his child when that child travels to another part of the country for NYSC. A businesswoman needs someone to come around when she has a baby, especially if her mom is not disposed. Right? Somehow you're going to need someone. And that is exactly how you're going to need to employ people. You live in a small house, okay. When you now get a big house, you need somebody to open the gate. So you have to rely on people. And it's exactly what happened to Olakami Ogundele, a Lagos-based developer who raised after a newly hired driver, Olufemi Jogbodo. I'm glad all names are mentioned here. Allegedly fled with his jelly saloon vehicle with number plate AGL 586GW. Oh my. I'm thinking I took this from the Punch. So the Punch is ready with this report. Just 4 days after resuming work, Ogendele said, I need a driver. I'm a Lagos-based developer. I'm so busy. Estate here and there. Real estate. We need to do this. We need to do that. Let me get a driver. And I don't know how he went about it, but Olufemi Jogbodo was hired. Say, my schedule is tight. My itinerary. Jogbodo, can you do the job? Say, sir. If you know what I done the drive, I drive people crazy. Say, do you have a license? I get two. Jogbodo, are you? Okay, I be experienced driver. Now me. Now we been they do things that year. I don't use reverse drive between two states. Again, when I drive straight from Cotonou with one gear. Okay, if you know what they drive, it's okay, Jogbodo, it's okay. When will you start work? Okay, I come now. I want to start now. I say, no, you can't start immediately. We must go through the terms and conditions. Say, you sure? Because I want drive you go somewhere. Say, don't worry. Start tomorrow. Say, okay, no problem, okay. Well, 4 days after he started, driver, they no see. Car, they no see. He stole the car just for he didn't even allow the man to enjoy him for a week. 4 days. That means if he started work on Monday, by Thursday, the car is gone. He didn't even allow himself and the Oga to reach Friday. Say, thank God it's Friday. We have done the first weekend. Nope. Jogbodo did not come to waste time. He said Jogbodo accompanied him on a trip to the Ijebu-Ode area of Ogun State on the same day and returned with him to Lagos on November 20. According to Ogundele, the suspect also took him to the office the following day before he later absconded with the vehicle while he was in a meeting. He said, my driver was sick and I told my company to get me another driver because I was going to travel to Ijebu-Ode. They got a driver on October 18 and we went to Ijebu-Ode together and came back on October 20. He took me to my office in Ikoyi. I was in a meeting. When he told the security that I sent him on an errand, the security could not come in to confirm with me because the meeting was still ongoing. That is how he went with the car and never came back. What a sharp guy. I'm not endorsing crime, but can you imagine? In 4 days, you already knew the man's schedule to know that if you told the security that he sent you, he would be unable to confirm because, of course, you were in a meeting. My goodness, how long has that man been studying his employer? He, however, lamented that no progress had been made since the search for his whereabouts. Oh my goodness. The car is gone. Now, there is another incident that happened some time ago. This was in Lagos. Unfortunately, I think that there have been lots of cases of this particular incident. A domestic help or staff that was employed, and in 2 days or so, it's always usually less than a week, you hear that they've kidnapped the child, right? The son or the daughter has been kidnapped. Say, what's actually happening? So the big question is, how exactly do you profile your domestic staff if you right now need to employ someone? Your wife is pregnant, she just had a baby, she needs help around the house, her husband is very busy, he needs to go to work. So we need somebody to help with cleaning and some other things. We need to get someone. Oh, we need somebody to man the gate. We need a gardener, we need a driver, we need a cook. There are different kinds of domestic services people render. Some just go to the house, clean the house every day, and go back home the same day. Some live in with the family. And because of people's exacting schedules, they need these domestic helps, these domestic workers. How do you get people to help you out in your house? If it's at the office, yes, maybe there's a screening process that the company conducts. For example, I did not just run to Nigeria and say I want to do hard facts. There was a process. But for the house, it's a bit different. After the break, we'll talk about it. How do you profile your domestic staff? Stay with us. Welcome back. It's Hard Facts 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Chinedu here. Talking about recruiting domestic staff, there is a case study. A driver fled with his employer's car 4 days after employment. 4 days. My goodness. We've had other cases where housekeepers, yes, that's the word I was looking for. Housekeepers abducted, kidnapped the children of their employers just days into their employment. So I'm asking very basic questions. If you have ever employed a domestic staff, how did you profile them? How were you certain that they were security clear for your family? I had a conversation with Mr. Kechi Smith Debia, and he had a few perspectives to share as to profiling.
Nanny, cook, driver, or even security aid requires careful procedure to ensure the safety of one, yourself, your family members, your property, and even the domestic workers themselves. In recent years, incidents of theft, child abuse, insider threats, and security breaches linked to poorly vetted domestic workers have also increased. Proper recruitment steps, proper profiling help reduce the risk and ensure trust.
All right, that's as much as I will take from him. I need to take calls now, but you do need to profile. So the big question is how? The numbers are called 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. So my profile through recommendations and one-on-one interrogations. The domestic staff must be a guarantor, must have a guarantor or family members to guarantee him or her for accountability and arrest should there be any complaints like theft, etc. My dear, if you hear stories, right, I'm sure that we have not exhausted. If you hear stories, and there are stories of horror both ways. There are staff members that have dealt with families. There are also families that have dealt with staff members. From sexual abuse to security to kidnapping. Oh my goodness, if you write a book, Muriel calls from Okrika. Hello, Muriel. Good evening.
Hello, Sam. Good evening. Thank you.
Good evening.
Well, there was a time I was looking for a sales person.
Okay.
And then a girl walked up to me. I put up something I photocopied. I typed and now use fellowship. I just placed it looking for a sales person to apply.
Okay.
And then she walked up to me. I said, "Where are you staying?" She said she's staying in that church. One particular church close to me. I said, "That's where you stay?" She said, "Yes." I said, No. Look, tell me, all the persons that I've worked with, especially that are in my helping me to sell, I must make sure you don't stay with friends. I go to your house, your home. If you're not from a home where your parents are there, or your sister, that your parents, your family, these are your parents, your elder sisters or brothers. Sorry, I won't. I make sure, and when they come, I make sure when I say, "Are you staying with your parents?" They say yes. I say, "Okay," I show them then. In the night, after showing you what they do, we'll go together to your house. And I'll see your parents. "Okay, now, this is if you stay with me, this is me, I'll introduce myself." And they told me that this is their daughter. This is what I do. You don't bring up somebody don't just walk up to me and say, "Hey, you are a person. You can stay with me in my home." No. You must come. I must make sure you're staying with you. So that when you run away with something, I know where I'm going to your family. I will go there personally. So you don't just come. Even in my home. In fact, what I even did was you come in the morning, you go in the night. And mostly elderly women. That's one or two elderly women I use and now stop.
Okay, Miriam. What if the person says the family is in Kafanchan? They don't stay around here.
No, I can't. As long as you're staying with friends, or you're staying in one place that I don't know your family, sorry. Because there's nowhere to trace you. If the person takes off, no place. So I don't make that mistake.
Okay.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you very much, Miriam. Mira, rather. So she says she does her authentication herself. Where do you stay? We're going home. We're going to see daddy and mommy. I know some people engage the services of, is it what they call them? Is it agencies or companies, right? That kind of help them to get people. So I need a domestic staff. I need a driver. I need this. They'll be able to help you with that. But the big problem, the big question rather, is that company, what are they known for? How long have they been in business? Can you vouch for their credibility? 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. How do you profile your staff? Well, not just domestic staff, even regular staff. Nigeria these days is funny. You will see somebody interviewing someone with bring this, bring that family, bring that guarantor for a pay of less than 30K. For their mind, then say them wise. If that man paid the driver well, he would not have thought of running away with the car. Nigeria is a country we don't trust ourselves. Ordinary salesperson, you would want to know the employee's great-grandfather. But when it comes to leadership, you don't mind your corrupt tribe man. Ernest from Woji. Ernest, I can understand your concern, but when it comes to issues around security, it doesn't matter how much. Even if I'm paying you 5 naira, I need to guarantee the security of my family, my people. So if you think it's too much of a process simply because you think the pay is not enough, there are options. You leave, right? So on that note, of course, I disagree with your position. And it's Okay. Sam, a neighbor who does POS absconded with his neighbor's money. So this guy is not sharp anything, just a thief. He's thinking like one. Until when he's caught, he will become like a rat. The problem is with the people who know they stole this car, yet buy and butcher or resell. They do it as their business. Handsome from Abba. Yes, I knew I was supposed to respond to something else from Ernest. It says if you pay the driver well, he would not have thought of running away with the car. My brother. My brother. Something called a criminal mind. Favor calls from Port Hackett. I've lost that call. Joseph from Eleme. Hello, Joseph.
It's Oracle. Good evening once again.
Good evening.
Yes. I want to say that my personal experience, I have applied in several places, worked with several friends.
Okay.
Before my appointment letter, I was asked to give details of myself and 2 guarantors. These guarantors must be reachable, accessible, and they must be visible. Before you hire whether a domestic worker, you get to know 1 or 2 persons that are related or close to this person. And you should also ask for their former or previous place of work. Can reach or contact 1 or 2 persons to ascertain whether this person is real, and also inquire about their activities, character, attitude, conduct in their former places of work. Same thing is also applicable to tenant who is coming into your compound as a landlord. You also do the same thing in order to avoid a wrong tenant access or being hired or accommodated in your compound. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I'll be taking another call shortly. For me, I will ensure that I probe to know of the person's past life, where he comes from, comprehensive health check, as well as his capacity to deliver on the job he is to do. Woike or the NACA says. Okay. And Clinton calls from Port Hackett. Hello, Clinton. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Chairman.
Good evening.
To verify a domestic worker's details before employment is very, very necessary. Like my brother got a job at what's it called, ABC Transport.
Okay.
I was at the village. I didn't know that he has given them his address. To our surprise, we saw one man on a suit came to our house to interrogate and started asking questions. I said, I don't know you. He said he's from so company and that he wants to know truly if the details my brother gave to him is correct and all something.
No.
Then I had to call my brother and confirm. He said yes, I should go ahead and give him the details. Then I gave him the details and my brother got employed. That is the one way of verifying an employee's details. At least if that man know the house, that is the village of the employee, it would have been easy for him to track him to village.
Wait, hold on. This man came to your village.
Yeah?
The man came to your village.
I'm telling you.
Where did your brother get the job?
At Calabar.
Where is your village?
Abia State.
They came from Calabar to Abia State.
I'm telling you. I just told you the company, ABC Transport.
Okay, now I get the picture.
Yes.
They know they play. Oh.
That is to tell you. So I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, so it is the best way. You know what it means to go to someone's village. Hey. No, those those guys are serious. Man. Do you know what it means to go to the house where someone does not pay rent? You say, Sam, where do you live? I give you one address. Maybe I do live there, but something happens, I can move out. You go my village. Father's compound. Where would we run to? Okay, that company was... They really meant it. Are people willing to spend that much? I mean, a lot of times these employments are urgent. Oh, I urgently need a nanny. It's an emergency. I need driver. Say how quickly? As quickly as tomorrow. You saw the case study. The man needed a driver because his driver was sick, so he just needed an urgent replacement. And that means, of course, the company did not do their due diligence. They needed to quickly get someone. And that's how that someone quickly got his car. Okay. So verification, very important. What I would advise you to do, because there are security companies, get a security company that knows their stuff, which means you have to check how long have they been in business? What are they known for? Are they credible? Are they reliable? Because a lot of times they help with these screenings. A lot of times they do. Ukechi Smith Dibia, who I spoke to, he runs an organization. And one of the many things he says when we have conversations is they do screening to the police and all of that. So whether you choose to do it yourself, engage a company, make sure that there is a security clearance, which means that by extension, you also do not have to be in a hurry. Because if you want to employ now, you might get now kind of person. But if you allow yourself, take the time to do a background check, think of the company. I'm glad that person called. From Calabar all the way to Abia. That means they took some time to travel. Meanwhile, all this time, the employment was pending. It was after they verified, they now employ the man. Okay, that is a serious company. So, can you take that time? Good evening. Verification is key and very important. Theology Favor on WhatsApp says, can I take more calls? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Sam.
Evening, what's your name?
Jesse.
Go ahead.
Okay.